Peace and blessings, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning. Grand rising, depending on where you are in the world. Forgive me. My voice is a little raspy. Allergies is whooping my butt at the moment. My name is Black Dove. It's been a while since I posted a video, but I just wanted to share something because I'm in the process of working on my Zodiac energy healing ritual candles, meditation and ritual candles for each Zodiac sign. And I had stopped working on them for a while because I was working on other things as well. But I made a Zodiac candle for another Zodiac sign, and she had asked me a few questions. She was asking me a few questions as to why I'm big on botanicals in specific, herbal healing, flower healing, aromatherapy, using them in meditation, ritual work, and also candles, and also in my oils, right? And I mean, I went through an extensive explanation with her, but I'm going to give you like a basic rundown before I actually get into sharing this Cancerian energy healing formula with you guys, since we are in Cancer season. Again, my name is Black Dove, and I can't even talk. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you been here before, welcome back. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are notified when I upload more content. Before I get into the full extent of, I'm actually working on my website, my Black Dove Creations website. So forgive me because I'm looking at something and I got up from my desk and I just want to make sure what I was working on didn't disappear. Okay. Anyway, now if you've watched any of my previous videos, holistic healing is a big thing for me. So I develop all my own formulas for my meditation candles, for my ritual candles, for my meditation oils or ritual oils, whichever you're using them for, because you can use them for both. My formulas don't apply just to meditation or rituals. They can be interchangeable. They're interchangeable, right? You can use them for meditation or if you're doing ritual work. I do make I do make specific candles for angels and spirits to connect. I have a higher self can formula that I use for meditation and ritual work. I have I use it based on what I want to work on, what I want to achieve, and what spirit guides me to do in that moment. Excuse me. Now, just a little background on botanicas, essential oils, herbs, and flowers for healing. They're a vital branch. Botanicas and herbs and flowers are a vital branch of holistic healing, right? They improve your well-being instantly by lifting your vibration, because naturally plants have a natural symbiosis with the human body, right? So it has the ability to naturally connect with your human body, right? I think it's one of the reasons why plant-based eating is encouraged to reduce, and it's becoming more popular, right? To reduce certain physical ailments, but from a spiritual aspect, it boosts, it increases your frequency. It essential oils and herbs invoke a certain energy within you. They contribute to different energies. So this formula for my Cancerian energy healing candle or oil, whether it's for meditation or ritual, again, is based off of what, as all my formulas are, for whatever I'm creating a formula for, is based off of what that plant, herb, and essential oil of that plant or herb is contributing to the individual who is using it energetically, which will help them mentally, right? Emotionally and physically. So I'm going to share my formula. I'm going to share why I chose the essential oils, the herbs, which basically go hand in hand with the essential oils. So if I chose that essential oil, I've also used that herb, plant, or flower, and then my crystals. But I'm also going to share mantras that are specific to cancers, right? So as we all have things that are challenges for us under our zodiac sign, right? So I'm going to speak on that a little bit concerning cancers, not in a sense of judgment and poking and making fun, but so that you understand how botanicals will help improve or help deal with or help face those challenges that we face depending on our zodiac sign. This specific formula is for cancers. So I made a few of them. I provided different individuals with their candle, and I always keep an extra one for myself. Not that I'm a Cancer, because I'm a Capricorn, but I always, when I create a formula and I'm making candles for someone, I always end up making an extra one, and I keep it probably most likely for marketing purposes or sharing when I'm creating my video. So this is my Cancerian energy healing candle. That is my logo on the top. Cancerian logo in the lid, and you'll see the herbs. Obviously you don't see the essential oils because they're mixed into the candle, but you'll also see the crystals. Oh, there's one there, there's another one next to it. So 5 essential oils I ultimately use. I use the herbs or plants associated with these essential oils, and then I always use 3 crystals. So I just want to share what the candle looked like before I got into the formula. One second. It's upside down. I'm going to share my formula with you, how I went about choosing them, how I go about choosing them, why I picked the ones that I picked, Um,
Welcome to my humble little opium startup. I'm just looking for someone I can Yay! Let's go kill things!
okay. All the ones that I put back. Now, my formula is based on a 8 ounce to 10 ounce jar, right? 10 drops of each essential oil. This formula contains 5, so total of 50 drops of essential oil, 10 of each individual essential oil. If you're into making candles and you're into making your own ritual candles, your own meditation candles, at about 185 degrees, I blend in my essential oils. I will beat them in about a minute to 2 minutes at 185 degrees. I don't let the wax temperature drop below 180 when I'm blending in my essential oils, right? You don't want it too hot, but you want it hot enough that they don't burn or that they blend well. So you don't want it too hot that the essential oils start to burn. And then you don't want it at a low temperature where they don't blend into the wax. So I use a soy wax. So soy wax at about 180 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit is when you should blend in your essential oils. Now, the first essential oil I used in this formula, before I even get into that, right? I choose the essential oils and the herbs based on the energetic feeling they give me, right? But I go through a long list, an extensive list of herbs that are associated with, since it's a Cancer Zodiac, or that are associated with that Cancer Zodiac, right? And also the ruling planet. So there are multiple factors that I consider, and then energetically I determine which ones I felt energetically, because I tap into energy, I read energy, would contribute to uplifting and helping it and a Cancer heal or face the challenges they face as a Cancer, right? So the first one was lemon because lemon is going to cleanse that negative emotional and physical energy. So Cancers are known for often becoming emotionally overwhelmed because they're naturally nurturing, right? They're naturally nurturing. They naturally want to take care of people, but also, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but they tend to be clingy in the sense that they will meet a person within a couple of days. They're like this with that person, regardless of the red flags that they may have experienced or seen. Weeks into a relationship, whether it's romantic or friendship, and they experience the red flags, they often continue on that path of nurturing a person, and it makes them moody, right? So this is going to cleanse the negative emotional and physical energy for a Cancer. The next one is patchouli. Patchouli I chose because it has a calming effect, right? And it's going to give that grounding. It is also grounding. So it's going to help ground Cancers and calm them when they're feeling emotionally overwhelmed, or they're swinging back and forth, shifting quickly back and forth between their moods, right? Um, because they're ultra sensitive, overly sensitive, and to others' emotions, it will help ground them as they're passing back and forth through not just other people's emotions, but their own emotions. Eucalyptus, because eucalyptus is going to open them up to love. Think about, excuse me, it's itch. The thing about cancers is they hate, they hate rejection. It's like it creates anxiety and depression in them, rejection. It does. It creates anxiety and depression in them. Eucalyptus is going to open them up to receiving, to open them up to love, um, receiving love for others, but ultimately self-love. Because when you love yourself, you'll create boundaries and draw lines, right? You won't be looking for validation, because cancers often do, from others. They'll have validation for themselves when they open themselves up to self-love and self-care. While you're busy nurturing everyone else, you have to take the time to nurture yourself and open yourself up to your own love that you're giving to others. The next one is rosemary. Rosemary Rosemary has the ability to fortify and promote a good mood. So while you're feeling, as a Cancerian, if you're feeling heavy, or if you know a Cancerian that's feeling heavy, overwhelmed emotionally, going through mood swings, rosemary has the ability to uplift and fortify and promote a good mood, a positive mood. The last one is geranium. This is not geranium. Give me a second. The last one is geranium. Where is my geranium? Here it is. Last one is geranium. Geranium, because it's going to balance the formula. Geranium is about it serves as a balancing act. So it's going to help balance out the formula and balance a Cancer energetically. So while you're switching back and forth between mood swings, going from your high to low, and this formula will help cleanse the negative energy, open you up to love, uplift your energy, ground you. The geranium is going to balance it all out. It's going to help you find balance energetically as you're doing your rituals, or as you're meditating and chanting your mantras. Alright, so based on my 8 to 10 ounce candle, it's 10 drops each. Of course, if you're making a larger candle, you're going to use more drops of essential oil. And if you're making a smaller candle, you're going to decrease the amount of essential oils you put in your candle, right? And it's the same for if it's an oil. If you're using an oil, if you're making an oil formula, you're using a formula for oil, meditation oil, or ritual oil, or offering oil, whatever the case may be. Jojoba oil as your base. I use olive oil. Some people use coconut oil. Um, there are many oils you can use. I'd suggest you research. Like I said, I use jojoba oil. I've used coconut oil. I'm a big fan of coconut oil. Um, but when I'm making oils for other people, I use olive oil. Some people use apricot kernel oil. I'm pretty sure you could probably use like avocado oil, and then you're probably like, where are you buying this oil? I simply go to the grocery store and I buy the oil, the olive oil from the grocery store. I will then break down my olive oil into smaller containers because I'm making it, believe it or not, quite a bit of oil goes a very long way because I have oil that I've made. I've used like a half a bottle of olive oil, and I've made lots of jars of oil out of it. But the jars are like this big, so obviously if you want bigger bottles, you're gonna buy and use more oil. On to the crystals that I've used. I've used 3 crystals in this formula, but give me a second. Let me see if I can find the crystals that I used in this formula. Maybe not. I thought I had them on top because I made these candles not that long ago. Anyway. Nope. That's not it. It must be my other hollow crystals. Give me a second. Sorry, give me a second, y'all. Bear with me, let's hold me. Bear with me. So that is 1. I have no more moonstones in here. No. That is 2. And that is 3. 1 or 2 or 3. So this one is empty. So the ruling planet for a Cancer is the moon. So moonstone was the very first crystal that I chose to put into this, and my moonstone is actually empty because I used the last bit on my Cancerian candles that I made. I have another jar somewhere, but that one's empty. So moonstone connects, it's going to connect to Cancer. If you're a Cancer, it's going to connect you to your ruling planet and enhance your intuition, right? Cancers are naturally nurturing individuals, right? But oftentimes when you see red flags, and you know it's a red flag because you're overly sensitive and you're very intuitive, but you don't trust your intuition. This is going to open you up and enhance your intuition, open you up to your intuition and magnify it. That's why I included a moonstone in it. So it's going to give you, shift your energy and help you be more open to trusting your intuition. And I'm also going to say some mantras that change your energy, your mind, your thought pattern, right? Reprogram your thought pattern open you up to trusting your intuition and wisdom more. Give me a second. The next one is rose quartz. Like I said, as Cancers, you're nurturing, but then you totally pour into everyone else and don't pour into yourself and neglect yourself. So rose quartz is obviously known as the stone of love. So it connects, it resonates with your nurturing nature, and it's going to assist the eucalyptus in opening you up to self-love, right? Because self-love is very much so important. Self-care is very so much important. You can't continue to nurture and pour into others and then neglect yourself while you're doing it, right? It's not a thing. It's really hard to continue to pour into others and you don't take time to nurture and heal yourself. The last one is red jasper. Also, because red jasper is grounding, it's a grounding crystal. So Cancers are often either up or down, and many Cancers that I know are often sad and depressed, energetically drained, overwhelmed, emotionally overwhelmed, and this red jasper is going to aid that patchouli oil and give it an extra kick of grounding to help ground you as you're facing your challenges, passing through mood swings. Since you're oversensitive and open to others' emotions, it's going to help balance you, especially if you're an empath, because some Cancers don't even know that they're empaths. They're so overly sensitive and don't even realize that they're tapping into other people's energy, and that sometimes the overwhelming feeling that they feel, it's not even their own, it's someone else's overwhelming emotions that they're picking up on. So jasper's going to help patchouli give you an extra boost of grounding in that formula. Now, if you're into making candles, feel free to use my formula or research what essential oils and herbs and flowers resonate with a Cancer. I would encourage you smell them and make note of how they make you feel as a Cancerian. And this applies to anybody. If you're a Leo and you're looking to create a formula for Leos, which I have a formula for Leo, because the lady that I mentioned at the beginning, she was a Leo, and I provided her with this formula, with her own candle, with using my formula. So maybe my next video will be Leo that I share, but see how they resonate with you, right? I also charge and set intentions on my candles, my formula, when I'm making them. So they've been charged, intentions have been set, intentions that are aimed to help a Cancerian, in this case, face their challenges, heal their energy, give them an energy boost, and also a blessing of protection and guidance and love, right? Because as a high priestess, I intercede, I magnify, I open up, I call out. So the last thing I want to do before I get out of here, because I have some other things to get back to working on for my website, and when I'm up and done with my website, then I'm going to share my website with you guys, and You can go to the website, look at the stories for each candle, my story, my journey. I'm sharing my journey, different things. I'll offer a lot. I'm offering a lot of different things. But if you're somebody who's into making candles, just try it out. If you're not, take a leap of faith. Take a chance on yourself spiritually. Um, the lady I made the Leo energy healing candle for, I provided her with mantras for a Leo. I'm going to share mantras for a Cancer, but I told her how to go about meditating and doing this ritual. So I told her to do it, her meditation, twice a day at night before she goes to bed. So what you do is, once you've come home, you've eaten, you've sat down and maybe relaxed for a bit before you go to bed, take your shower, cleanse off the energy of the day, because if you're out in the world, you're picking up other people's energy. They're picking up your energy. You're picking up energy from the world around you. Cleanse yourself, right? And then sit quietly in the space, in the dark. Take a few deep breaths, as many as you need, before you do the deep breaths. Light your candle. I always provide the individual with a Palo Santo stick. I tell them to light the Palo Santo stick, call upon the Creator, the angels, the spirits, the ancestors to guide them, protect them, and watch over them, right? And to lead them and to align them with their purpose and their higher self. Now, take a few deep breaths in, release them again, right? Hold them, release them, as many as an individual needs. Me, I do maybe twice or 3 times, but if you have to do more than that to ground center yourself, right? To relax yourself and become more focused, and you do what you have to do. You have to modify something so that resonates in a way that it resonates with you, that it speaks to you. I provided her mantras. I'm going to share, I have a lot of mantras, but for each zodiac sign, but I'm going to just share a few for Cancerian. My book, this book, is falling apart. Let me put this over here. So I picked 3 based on the challenges that a Cancer, my hand is itching, y'all. My hands are itching. Both of my hands are itching. Based on challenges that a Cancer, most Cancerians face. So the first one is, I find strength in my sensitivity and courage in my heart. Again, I find strength in my sensitivity and courage in my heart. The next one is, I let go of what no longer nourishes me. Again, the second one is, I let go of what no longer nourishes me. And the last one is, I trust my inner wisdom and flow. Again, the last one is, I trust my inner wisdom and flow. There's so many other mantras that a Cancerian can use during meditation or the ritual, but for me personally, I energetically believe that those 3 address the common challenges that most Cancers face. Because they're oversensitive, they're open to others' emotions. Most Cancers, a lot of Cancers are empaths, and they tap into other people's energy, or they're feeling other people's energy, and a lot of times they are emotionally overwhelmed because of it. And then because you have this nurturing nature and you're always pouring into someone, even after you've seen the red flags and you knew you should have walked away, you tend to go through your mood swings because of it. So I believe personally that those 3 mantras, when you're doing them, will help aid the energy healing candle, the formula that I shared with you guys, in shifting your frequency from lower states to a higher state. So I hope you guys found this information to be helpful. I hope you found a foundation on which you can stand, if whether you are new to your spiritual journey, or you've been doing it for a while, right? Because there's so many people out there, and a lot of times people will get on here and tell you what you need to do, and they don't even share ideas or how to begin. Or they'll tell you this is how it's done, like it's the only way to be done, and it's not. So I encourage you to take what I've shared, do your research, but create and modify that with what resonates with you, with your frequency, with your vibration, and what your intuition and higher self and your spirit guides are telling you, right? Ultimately, trust that inner voice that's guiding you. Trust the inner wisdom. Until next time, be good to yourself and each other. Love you guys. Bye.